I think that inequity and women's rights, because throughout history people thought that men had more rights than women, and nowadays we have known that we are all equal and we all have the same rights.
I think that the most violated right in Mexico and in the world is mainly having access to a dignified life. Many people don't have access to a life that serves them well, that fulfills their needs successfully. So I think that it's not a problem only in Mexico, but like specifically, but also like in the whole world.
I think that the most violated human right is justice, because now millions of people are suffering violence, and we cannot trust in governments because they don't show full transparency.
I think that one right in Mexico that is the most violated is the right to life.
I think that all the human rights as a meaning of a term, I think that all those human rights are consolidated, but when we talk about practice, I think we lack of that, so we need to work more on that.
It's education. There are many campaigns and many laws that are starting to focus on education for all levels, from kindergarten or even before to college, with scholarships.
I think that is education, because in contrast to the last year, right now so many people are studying thanks to so many scholarships and other helps that the government implements.
And I think that the right most consolidated in Mexico and the world is to pay their taxes.
I think that we don't need a new right, but we need to practice more all the rights. We need to respect all of them, and so I think that's the principal thing of instead of getting a new human right.
Access to public transport, like quality public transport, it's a very big issue mainly here in Monterrey. It's something that we see every day. A lot of people need to move, and the travel, the times of travel from point A to point B in the city take up to 2 hours on one go, 4 hours during the whole day.
I think that instead of looking for a new human right, we should work as a community in order to respect human rights.
And a new human right that I will make is that you have the choice to be part of your family, like legally.
I think that the most important thing to do to encourage people is to inform them, to let them know that not having human rights is a really horrible thing, and when we see some acts of when our human rights are not being respected, we need to make conscious of that.
Is by setting the example. It's not necessarily to going on campaigns, signing petitions. It doesn't mean that they don't help, but I think that what you do as a person is what sets the foundation for you and for those around you to follow human rights.
I think that the easier way to make conscious is to make people aware about what is really happening right now. That will make people feel motivated and to accomplish the human rights.
I will encourage people to follow human rights by telling them that they do things so people can have their rights as if they were their own or the people they love.
After making the interviews, we noticed that while progress has been made in Mexico and globally regarding the application of human rights, many challenges remain. In all the interviews, everyone gave us different answers regarding the human right that is the most absent, which made us reflect that not only one right is violated, but many of them. Nowadays, the concept of human rights is very consolidated in society, but the practice is lacking. We need to amplify awareness, fortify legal frameworks, promote international corporations, empower marginalized groups, prioritize transparency, and support civil society, etc. New rights can be created as many as we want, but first of all, we need to put them into practice and respect all the human rights that we have right now. We as citizens need to be aware of all these problems that are taking place around us. We're the ones that can change the world. We can move towards a future where human rights are respected, protected, and upheld for all individuals. The change begins in each one of us.